What comes to my mind is people trying to benefit in opportunities that doesn't belong to them. Someone giving something in order for someone to provide him with something that both of them doesn't fit to have.
It's a form of injustice to others. It's a form of violating one's rights, and it's a form of oppression.
Unduly influencing someone. It can be in form of monetary influence, or it can manifest in different forms. For example, nepotism is a form of corruption.
It's the misuse of power by the people who are in authority just so that they can benefit.
Fisadi, kitu ambayo inakuja kwa akili yangu ni pesa ya haramu.
Misuse of power or somebody doing something wrong knowingly.
The very first thing that comes to mind is the embezzlement of funds by those in power, and mostly those in the government.
Corruption, to me, I normally see it as a pandemic. I can say it's a pandemic. It's a problem beyond solutions to me. That's what I see it.
Anytime I hear the word corruption, I see us. Because we are corruption, we encourage corruption. We are part and parcel of corruption.
My name is Sylvester Juma. I am a human rights defender and also a human rights lawyer. I work with the Mamboleo Information and Justice Center here in Kisumu.
Habiba Akil, a writer from Mombasa.
Regina Chumba. I come from the community of persons with disability. I'm also an entrepreneur, a small businesswoman. Corruption is affecting my accessibility because some buildings and whatever I'm doing, I'm not able to access because one, I don't have the assistive device because someone somewhere was not able to deliver what was supposed to be delivered. So corruption is affecting my everyday life, and not only me, also those other persons with disabilities. So I can say that we are truly affected by corruption.
Mimi kama mwana bodaboda na wenzangu tumepoteza barabara zimeharibika kwa ajili ya matumizi mabaya ya fedha. Number 2, huwezi pata basari. Ndio upate basari lazima uwe umeongana kidogo. Ndio upate kazi hata katika county lazima pia umetoa hongo kidogo.
It has made things hard for me because it's not fair that when you go somewhere you need help, someone should be helping you because they're in that office, but they need you to bribe them to do their work. So sometimes you don't have the means to help yourself. It complicates your life.
Corruption has denied youths opportunity to take part in activities that they solely belong to.
For example, getting a job, currently you have to provide some sort of money to maybe the recruiting agency or even the company for you to get absorbed.
Being a mother and being a citizen opinion leader, it has been a tall order because most of the time you have to receive cases as a human rights defender, cases that you need to attend to, cases that are linked to corruption. And this, of course, by the end of the day, it is kind of draining my pockethood and my livelihood at the same time.
The current government is not fighting any corruption. It's not at all, because it's just doing what the previous regime did. So they haven't put any steps to stop corruption. So it's just a continuation. of where we stopped.
Personally, I don't know if there's anything that will be done in future, but currently there's little that the government is really trying to do in order to fight corruption.
Serikali yetu ambayo imeingia kwa sahihi, wanasema wanapigana na ufisadi, lakini hatujaona. Wanasema tu na mdomo, lakini hatujaona kama na nini. Hakuna mtu ambaye amewekwa ndani kwa sababu ufisadi. Sasa tunaona tu na wanasema tu na mdomo kama kwa kuarali kufurahisha wananchi. Lakini hakuna mtu ambaye ako ndani ambaye amepelekwa kotini. Sijui alikula pesa ya serikali, hatujaona na macho.
Tangu walichukua hii nchi hawajajaribu hata kupigana na ufisadi, au ndio wameongeza ufisadi.
Our government since then has really tried to fight corruption by setting up bodies that fight corruption. Furthermore, when you go through our curriculum, there are topics around corruption that try to sensitize individuals. They try to sensitize students, pupils in schools on how to fight corruption.
The government is not doing much. It's not doing much because, one, those who've been accused of paying corrupt, not even one has been jailed, and nothing from the government, from whoever has stolen from the government, has been recovered. And those who've been accused in the past to be corrupt are still the persons who are placed in the government to work with the government. In fact, in the key positions of the government. So for me, I can say the government is doing very little.
Our current government is doing their best. They are trying to implement policies that can help their citizens and bring about justice.
Up to this moment, I don't see if there's any effort or any goodwill in fighting corruption. Why am I saying that? I'm saying that because when they came into government, we saw the DPP withdrawing a lot of charges. And when you look at the charge sheets, when you look at the case in itself, prima facie these are cases that can be prosecuted.
The current government has really tried to fight corruption by making a mechanism, or rather bringing now system. For example, almost everything now is online. Because initially you used to find that when things were done manually, when you want to get a tender, there are people who are just given tenders. But now currently, everything is online. So even the person who is giving you that job, or rather the application you are making, they don't know you because everything is done online.
As a business person, I'm not doing anything to fight corruption because I don't think it stops with me. It stops with the government or the bodies put in place to stop corruption. I really don't have much to do to stop corruption. One way or the other, I'll just find myself being corrupt or participating in corruption.
I'm trying to create awareness, educating community leaders on how they should handle their citizens with transparency, and just coming up with legal aid forums to create awareness.
Ufisadi inaanza na mimi mwenyewe. Nikiatia sheria hiyo inaleta ufisadi irudi nyuma. La pili, nikiona mtu especially hapa Kisumu, tuko na watu wa county. Kuna mtu anaweza kukuja kudai usuru. Na akifika usuru saa zingine imewekwa hata kama ni 100. Mtu anakuja anakuambia umpatie 50, akupatie risiti. Sasa ni jukumu langu nikataa kulipa nusu, nilipe full, nipigana na ufisadi.
My personal responsibility is to find these avenues. When you find avenues where the corruption is happening, whether it's the Huduma centers, whether it's the government institutions, we have to raise our voice. I have to raise my voice, and every Kenyan has to do that.
My personal contribution is 1, I have to be a law-abiding citizen. Number 2, I have to be responsible, even to learn as a good example and role model to the society.
Kama mwana bodaboda, jambo la kwanza katika idara yangu ya bodaboda katika Uasin Gishu, ninajaribu sana kuelimisha wenzangu. Pili, pia kama kuna jambo ambalo limefanyika, tunapenda kuripoti
I don't give out small whenever I'm asked by even the police officers. I don't give out anything, and I always do what's supposed to be done. Whenever I'm caught in the wrong side of the law, I love to face the law the way it is. And I always speak about it. I always raise my voice. I always say this is wrong. However much people may not take me serious, because people will ask you, where do you come from? Because they believe that corruption it's a norm. But for me, I just say no to it. However small it may be, I always stand with my integrity. Whether I'm seen by anybody, whether I'm not seen, I'll always say no.
As an advocate of disability rights and inclusion, and somebody who works with the communities, one, it's empowering people to understand their human rights and also to understand their opportunities and to understand their rights when it comes to those opportunities. And also to enlighten the community to understand things like the public participation. When a public bill is being passed at a local level, they have to participate and be part of that planning.
My fight against corruption comes in whereby, since I'm a writer, I usually write pieces that condemn the people who are engaged in corruption. At the same time, I'm also into acting. So we also have some drama and, let's say, series. There's a series I've worked on that is against embezzlement of funds. Yeah, so we are creating awareness to fight against it.
The first thing that I'm doing to fight corruption is tracking of the county government promises using the manifesto, and that I'm referring to the Mombasa County. The next thing that I'm doing is participating in these budget processes. I also do participate in the community sensitization.
As an activist, I have a responsibility. First, not to promote corruption. Secondly, to assist culprits or to assist people who are involved in corruption or who are negatively affected by corruption, and at the same time to create awareness about this issue to the local community that I live in.
Mimi kama mimi mtu wa bodaboda napigana na ofisadi ile nikishikwa na polisi, niko na driving license, niko na insurance, polisi akinishika paka nipeleke tu kotini kwa sababu niko na kila kitu. Sasa kama atataka pesa nitamwambia mimi nipeleke ndani, nipeleke kotini.